A great evening. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I can see members of the book club already here, our guests. I can see a few people who are guests this evening. So feel welcome to join the I Am Leading Book Club. This is season 16 of the I'm Leading Book Club. And today we are reviewing one of the books that we have been reading this season. And my members will inform you about the book. Mine is to welcome you, feel at home, feel at ease. Thank you so much for joining us. I don't want to take so much time because I can see we've already spent time. So stay on course and let's continue with this conversation. So the I Am Leading Book Club is a reading club made up of women leaders, just like you. If you are a women leader who is joining us, you're also free to join us in our next season coming up. We are in the 16th season and we have been reading books every season. A season takes at least 10 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks. So we are now in the 16th season. So if you are ready to take charge of your personal growth and well-being, then I welcome you to join this dynamic community of women dedicated to improvement and mutual support. We'll move from reading to leading. That's how we fuel our growth and empower our lives. So this is exciting having you, and I kindly inform other members that we are already here. I am your host this evening, and our theme this evening is change your thoughts, transform your life. Change your thoughts, transform your life. You cannot have the same thoughts that you've been having and expect to have changes. You must change your thoughts for you to transform your life into the next best version of who you are meant to be. And that is the transformative mindset of a field leader. So I am your host. My name is Lois Muteti. I am married to one husband. His name is Mr. Tomato. I am also a loving mother to 3 children, 2 adults and 1 doting son who is 9 years old. The rest are adults. Yes, and this evening I am here because I'm the host of the I'm Leading Book Club. I'm also the host of several other transformative programs like the Rich and Royal Abundant Ladies Club. This is for women leaders who want to invest, who want to become investors. And that's where we change our mindsets from being that woman who just spends her money to the woman who has new thoughts of investing her money instead. Then I am also the newest author in town. Early this year, in the month of February, I launched my first book, She Leads, which is a transforming book. If you read it, you cannot be the same again. And I am so glad that by the grace of God, this September 7th, God willing, I am launching another book by the title Ignite. Unleash your inner fire, step out, step up, stand out. I am also an inspiring speaker, and that's why you are here this evening, because I host also other speakers, and today you are going to find other speakers who are also very, very exciting. Apart from the coaching programs and apart from authorship and speaking, I also love just building communities. I think everywhere I go, I build communities, right from my personal life to right here in this. I have several communities of women leaders. So if you would love to join any one of them, don't stop. We are here because my whole purpose is to ignite in you limitless, endless possibilities, where you start now thinking that things are possible instead of thinking that things are impossible. So every time you'll find yourself in a block every time you find a challenge. I want to ignite in you a possibility that, no, wait a minute, things can change. Things can be better. Things can flow in a different way. So that's my whole purpose in life. And anything I touch, whether I am offering coaching programs and we are having that provoking conversation with you, whether I am writing a book and you'll attest from all these 2 books that I have written, whether I am called to speak or I am training in corporate organizations, or I am practicing HR because I am an HR practitioner, all that I do is to ignite possibilities, whether for you or your organization, wherever you are, is to provoke you to think that there are no limits, because the only limits that are the ones that you have imposed for yourself. So this evening, I am so excited that you are here and that you have joined us this exciting evening. And I promise you, if you stay at it, then you will not be the same again. We are going to in you something that is going to keep on burning within you. So for the last 4 weeks, I've been running a free masterclass named Ignite Possibilities with Coach Lois. So if you have not been part of it and you would desire, you have to desire. It's not everybody, it might be free, but not everybody would desire. But if you desire to access them, then kindly reach out. You'll be able to access the 4 days. We had amazing time unleashing our potential, and we're also inviting you to unleash that inner fire so that you can step out, so that you can step up, so that you can stand out in this world that is so crowded. So that free masterclass is available for you. So this evening, we are having a very provoking conversation. It's about changing your thoughts so that you can transform your life. Changing your thoughts. And I want you to start now thinking about the word change. That means your current thoughts maybe are not igniting the kind of a life that you want. And now you want to take a different trajectory in your life. That means then you must start with the first step, and that first step is to change your thoughts. And the last month, we had a conversation about thoughts. So I will build on that. I will not go back to what we discussed, because we talked so much about your mind being a garden and you nourishing the thoughts that you want to grow. So this evening, I want to start us off. I have several speakers, 3 speakers who are going to take us through, but I want to start by saying that transforming your life is not an accident. No, it is not an accident. Any success that you want in your life can never be an accident, because it is an accumulation of those tiny little choices that you take every day and all the decisions that you take on a daily basis. That's what creates your life. So if you want to transform your life, then it can never be an accident. It must be that you are serious about this and that you are ready for it, because it is an intentional affair. It's an you have to be intentional for you to transform your life. So this evening, that is the kind of conversation we are going to have, that for you to transform your life, then it cannot be an accident. So we are going to see where it all begins. Where does transformation begin for you? And just as I've said, your transformation is the result of deliberate, thoughtful actions rooted in the power of your mind. It doesn't just happen. You must be deliberate about doing those thoughtful actions, because actions come from your thoughts. And we discussed that in our last conversation. I will not go back to it. That anything that any manifestation that you can see in your life is a result of the thoughts that you have had, because every thought creates. So your mind then is a powerhouse. It can create possibilities for you, but you need to be intentional. You need to be deliberate. For you now, even as we read in the last book, we read that you must create time even to think, to create the kind of thoughts that you really want. So the first step then, if your mind is such a powerhouse that your mind creates all the time, then your number one thing, ladies and gentlemen who are joining us this evening, is to be aware of your thoughts. You can't be carrying a powerhouse that creates, and that powerhouse is in your thoughts, and you are not aware about what you are thinking all the time. Last time we saw, you could even be having 70,000 thoughts. So what are you thinking most of these times? You have now to start becoming conscious, whether they are positive or they are negative. And this awareness then makes you be able now to make a choice, because now you are conscious that these ones are positive, these ones are negative. But if you are not conscious, you're not even being knowing. People will just be telling you this and you say yes, because you are not taking time to be conscious about what kind of thoughts you are having in your mind. So you start making a choice of what you want to think. And now this is what I say, taking back your power, because you are no longer just thinking because your mind is thinking, but now you are the woman, you are the man behind that driving wheel, and you are making a conscious, deliberate choice of what you want to think. And many times you'll find, for example, you go to a shop and you desire. Remember, I talked about desire. You see a shoe and you say, now, this shoe is what I want. Now, right there, you'll be able to, if you're not conscious, you're autopilot, and I'm coming to that. We'll tell you, maybe that shoe is expensive. That is the autopilot, because that's how you've been conditioned, and I'm coming to that. But now when you start making a deliberate choice, you say, that shoe, I desire you, I am coming for you, I am going to take whatever it takes for me to take that shoe. Now that is a different thought from the woman who just dismisses opportunities and says they're not meant for me, I can't have that, I cannot do this is not possible. Make a choice. Now you are becoming a thinking woman, a thinking man, because you have a brain and you can think. So you start making a conscious choice of what you want to think. And when that is possible, when you are aware, that is amazing, because now you choose to nourish what you want to grow. Remember what we talked about last time? We talked about the weeds. We talked about the flowers you want to nourish. So now you make a decision deliberately that I want to grow this kind of flowers. I want to have this kind of shoes. I want to go for that course. I want to go to that hotel, because that is what you are deciding, not the environment deciding for you. That is the powerhouse, the power of your mind, the power of your thought, because every thought creates. Every thought, ladies and gentlemen, creates. So that's why we are taking now full responsibility by attending this webinar this evening, because we want to take full responsibility of our thoughts. Why? Because those who think in terms of limitations, just like I have demonstrated to you, will always, always, always find obstacles. Just look, observe. And you realize the same people who complain there's no money, they will never have money. Yet the person who says, yes, I can do that, yes, I can do that, then just like that, they just happen. You know, they just seem to be like a magnet that is attracting the good vibes, good things. So start now auditing your thoughts. Are your thoughts mostly positive or are they negative? Are they into possibility or they're into impossibility? So that now we have a mental shift from reactive thinking. Now we are becoming conscious thinkers who pause and take time to think, and we become proactive thinkers. And that shift alone will start creating possibilities for you, because you will move from impossibilities to creating possibilities. Yes, so that's where we are this evening. So this is a wake-up call that will reprogram our minds. Is a wake-up call to reprogram our minds, because as I mentioned, our conditioned mind needs reprogramming. Our conditioned mind needs reprogramming. Right from when you are 7 years, you are conditioned into core beliefs that you believed and held on. And you had no choice, because that's how you were taught. That's what you had. That's what you saw. That's how you experienced in life. And you had some core beliefs. And those core beliefs, that is from your beliefs that you think. That's how you perceive your world, from your beliefs that are all in your mind. So that's why we are taking now back our power, so that we recondition our minds, we reprogram our minds, and we start thinking better and having better beliefs. Because from your beliefs, you create your thoughts and you perceive your whole world. What about your habits? Same way. Our habits are conditioned. I remember when I started driving, and I knew I started first driving, the first thing was go to the supermarket. And this is the direction of the supermarket. And every time because it was the only way to practice is to move from home, go to the supermarket. And that is a habit I formed, that I drive this road, which leads me to the supermarket. So the day I'm going to church, my mind takes me to the supermarket, because that's how I have conditioned myself. How did I condition that habit? By practice, practice, practice. So now you understand when I say you have practiced saying, I have no money. You have practiced saying, I can't afford that, until it has become your reality. That's the powerhouse of your mind. Whatever you teach it, whatever you train it, that becomes your reality. And that's from where you think, because those beliefs are core. You form your thoughts from those beliefs, what you have come to believe. For example, if you grew up seeing parents fighting, and you came to realize that they're actually fighting because it's end of month like now, and it may not even be physical fights, could be verbal fights. There used to be tension in the house because it's end of month. Maybe the mama is expecting money from the father, and the father is wondering, where do I get money to pay the rent and to buy food stuff and to take care of his family? And there used to be tension there. And as a young child, you started now to believe that money is actually very hard to get. And even when you get it, it doesn't solve your problems. It seems like it actually creates problems. Marriages maybe don't work, because all that you saw was your parents fighting, verbal fighting, emotional fighting, physical fighting, and your mind was conditioned. But today we are asking ourselves, is that the truth? No, it's not the truth. It's just what you are exposed to. So that's why we are reprogramming. And that determines your coping mechanisms. Because right now, to avoid that thing that you saw with your parents, when someone, maybe you are single and you get this young man coming to you, the man will come and start courting you, but you will never commit. And even if you commit, you'll break, go to another one and break, go to another one and break until you address that issue, because something was deposited in your mind, and your mind is a powerhouse. It has stayed in your mind all this time that marriage is bad. I mean, marriage, people break up, people fight, I don't want, and you start protecting yourself from that. So when you are meeting these men, you will actually not be knowing that it is something that is working. There is a software working in the background. You'll just be saying, they don't recognize me, they don't see me. You go and overdress now so that you can dazzle them. But you dazzle them, you enter into their box. After 1 year, it is done. That is the power of the mind. But what if we reversed that? What if we reprogrammed that? What if we reframed that? And that's our conversation this evening. And what am I trying to say? I am trying to say that the first thought that goes through your mind most of the time and all the time is what you have been conditioned to think. So now we are learning to pause, to create time for thinking, and to actually own and take responsibility of our thoughts. So what you think next, then that is what defines who you are. So that is our starting point. And I'm inviting you now to create a clear vision now that you know that thoughts are very powerful. Now that you know your mind is a powerhouse, create a clear vision. And the question I have for you is, what would happen if we made a conscious decision to think differently, to embrace a mindset of possibility and clarity? Clarity is knowing, being crystal clear about your desire. I'm not talking about whether you have the money or don't have, whether you have the education or not, but whether you are crystal clear about the desire of your heart. Because even God promises to grant us the desires of our heart. So what is your desire? Do you have a clear, bold vision about it? And that's why I invite you this evening to our ignited, inspirational speakers. And our first speaker is Dr. Jen Olisa Sasi. I asked her to speak the first because she's our baby in the I Am Leading Book Club. She joined us this season, and I have seen her progress from struggling to be a 5 a.m. club member to actually being one. So Dr. Jen is a clinical dermatologist, and she tells me that she's passionate about holistic well-being, with mental wellness being the center of it. What a powerful declaration. Her mantra is, whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. Wow. So if you are not changing your negative thoughts, you are actually choosing them. Dr. Jen Olisa Sasi, take it away. Thank you. I'm going to allow you to share. Are you there? Yes, Jen? You can
Whatever
share.
you are not changing, you are choosing. That's my mantra. I was introduced to this mantra some few years ago, and I can say it has really transformed my life. And whatever you're not changing, you're choosing is all about your thought. Now, I am a firstborn of firstborns. That comes with perfectionism and fear of taking risks. But over the few years, I have trained myself and my mind to think differently. And as Coach has said that sometime when we're about 7 years, we are conditioned. And so I have worked on unconditioning myself and not limiting my beliefs and what I think about myself and life. So I would say that I am working so hard from being a non-morning person to actually being a morning person, thanks to you, Coach. Let me get straight to the point of our discussion today. So today we are reviewing this book, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. So the brain is one of the most powerful organs in the body because it is where literally everything is processed. Our thoughts, our well-being, our visions, our ambitions, our belief system are all processed in the brain. Now, as I was reading the book, what stood out for me the most was this law. This is a universal law, the law of attraction. It kept on coming, like in most of the chapters. So what is it about the law of attraction? The law of attraction is basically vibration in action. I had tried to study about the universal laws, and I know most of us know this aspect of the law of attraction, whereby you will attract into your life whatever you focus on. But I would love to share a bit about what I learned. It's a bit different when it comes to the law of attraction. So when you're attracting whatever you focus on, this literally means whatever your thoughts are on, that is what you will get. However, do not be afraid of having negative thoughts because it is a mirror reflection to show your current life situation, that your current life situation is as a result of the decisions that you have made in the past, and that you are fully capable of making other decisions to attract different outcomes as per your heart desires. Okay? So when you're thinking, it's not only about thinking towards the positive. And even if it is about thinking towards the positive, sometimes, I'm sure all of us can attest that sometimes negative thoughts creep in and we tend to shy away. We will either cut the thought process or shy away from thinking about the negative thoughts. However, when we think about the negative thoughts, it is an introspection to try and find out, what is it that I did? What choices, what decisions have I made in the past that have brought me here where I am? What bad choices have I made that have brought me where I am today? And where do I want to go? So what can I think differently so that I can then show up differently so that I am able to go wherever I want to go? And this will help you to be more self-aware, to know where your pitfalls are, to know where you need to focus your attention on, okay? And as you look back, you're able to trace the times or the bad things the bad choices that you made that have led you where you are. I just read a quote today that said, taking a step back was not bad. It was all part of the dance of life. So even as you take steps back, even as you make those bad choices and bad decisions, you are just in tune with where you're supposed to be. Because then when you're in yourself, when you're introspecting, it helps you to be able to make better decisions so that you can get propelled forward. Therefore, I want you to know that you are a living magnet. you attract whatever you focus on in terms of your thought, because the seed is in your thought. The plant itself and the fruit is what we see, is the action. So there are some few chapters that really stood out for me, and I will start with chapter 5, which was about taking charge of your life. So taking charge of your life means you can learn anything you need to learn to accomplish any goal you can set for yourself. And as I was reading this chapter, I remembered this Pakistani gold medalist in the recently concluded French Olympics. He's called Ashad Nadim. So Ashad Nadim, a brief profile about him. He's a 27-year-old from a very humble background. He is the current world record holder, and he broke that record in javelin. And this is after 32 years of Pakistani not winning any medal in the Olympics. And I went in a bit and tried to dig more about him, and I found out that he actually used to practice using makeshift javelin jab, that is bamboo sticks and iron, just locally made, so he would make them. He was also not sponsored by the government, like the working out equipments and training equipment. He used to make them himself. And when he was going for the Olympics, he was not equally sponsored by the government. It's actually his villagers who contributed for him to go to the Olympics. Now, this is the thing. Pakistan is known for cricket. We do not know Pakistan for any other games when it comes to sports. However, Ashad Nadim has proven to us that whatever you put your mind on, you can actually achieve it. Because despite him lacking the basic training equipment, despite him lacking government support, despite him coming from a very humble background, despite him coming from a nation that is known only for cricket, he decided that javelin is what he wanted and javelin is what he went for. And look at him. He brought gold medal to his country after 32 years. And as I was looking at his story, I kept on wondering, how much did he fight in his mind before he decided, I'm going to do this? Because when he's looking left, right, and center, all things are telling him that, no, this is not your thing. And even as he was going for the Olympics, going to compete with people who had world-class training, and yet he was using bamboo sticks. So this really got my attention, and I really got inspired, because whatever you put your mind on, you can surely achieve it. You only need to focus your thoughts on the right thing, on what you want. Now, also when I was reading this, taking charge of your life, we need to understand that we are souls on a mission. And when I say this, it means we are here because of the why, not the what or who. Why are you here? Why are you living here? So when you are a soul on a mission, everything that you need is within you. You need to understand that all that you need is within you. It is within your thoughts. That is why even as you live life, as you encounter situations, you notice that there are thoughts that keep creeping. There are dreams that keep creeping over and over. There are ambitions. There are things that you really want to do, and they keep creeping in your thought process over and over and over. And that means that that is you, that is your why. And that means that it is in you. You do not need any external person or situation to tell you, because it's already within you. Okay. Now, I want to give you a very brief example of a child. When a child is born, no one tells them that when you're hungry, you cry. Or when someone touches your cheek, you smile. Okay? When they are hungry, they immediately cry. And the mother will know that I need to feed this baby. Or when the diaper is full, when they literally want attention, they will cry. And this is not something that they were taught. So that I want you to relate it to this, that everything you need is deep-seated inside you. And when you think good thoughts, you will be able to mobilize the required resources and manpower to achieve what you want to achieve. And this leads me to the law of correspondence. The law of correspondence says that as within, so without. Your thoughts are reflected in your action. People can actually know who you are and why you are who you are simply by the way you show up to the world. Okay? And on this, I would like to just quote a verse, Romans chapter 12, verse 2, which says, "Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, the renewing of your thoughts." So do not sit and compare and look left, right, and center, but be transformed. Whatever you want, wherever you want to go, will be transformed by the renewal of your thought process. Another chapter that really stood out for me was chapter 6, which was commit to excellence. Break loose from the mental bonds that hold you back. Dream big dreams. Now, dreaming is free. It is not limited. Dream as much as you can, so that as you aim for the stars, if you don't reach the stars, you can land on the moon. Okay? But how do you dream big dreams? You have to break loose from everything that is holding you down in your mind. Anything that is holding you down in your mind. These are things that keep creeping in when you're dreaming your big dreams. Identify them and work on them. Okay? Self-esteem is the power source of your personality. Decide to overcome any obstacle, pay any price, and go to any distance to achieve any goal. So self-esteem is what fuels you. It is what tells you where to go and what to do. Therefore, as you are striving to break loose from all the bonds that are holding you back, decide that anything that is holding you back, you will go to any extent, you will pay any price, so that you can break loose and you can be free to dream big dreams. Identify your key skills, practice personal strategic planning to increase output. Be true to yourself and know when to walk away. All this will come from you dreaming big dreams, because even in your head as you dream, you will translate it into the physical. As you channel towards your goals and your dreams and your ambitions, you are able to step by step identify, what am I good at? What is it that makes me stand out? And as you're doing that, that is called personal strategic planning. Okay? Because that will make you show up better and show up much bigger. And it will also contribute to your self-esteem and personality, because when you know yourself, you will know when to walk away from situations and people that do not fit your purpose and your vision. But it all starts in how you think. Leave nothing to chance. I will also quote here a Bible verse, which as I was preparing this slide came to mind. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Those thoughts, those good ambitions, those good dreams will keep creeping in your thoughts every now and then. Okay? Because they are not new. In psychology, what you want to be or your dreams are what you had between age 0 and 7 to 10 years. Okay, so you need to go back to there and find out what is it that you really wanted, because that is the authentic self. Because beyond that, then we start getting conditioned. We are conditioned, and that interferes with our dreams, our visions, our ambitions, and it also interferes with our thought process. So there is nothing new under the sun. These thoughts that you're having now, today, are not new. They have been there with you since time immemorial, since you are actually born. Because as I have said earlier, you are a soul on a mission. The other chapter that stood out for me was Put People First. Wow. This stood out for me because I am an ambivert, but more of an introvert. So I am not so good with putting people first. So this was actually a wake-up call for me personally. We are social beings by design. The people you know and who you know will do more to determine your success, happiness, and level of achievement. Now, once you know where you want to go and how you get there, this is where the law of attraction comes in handy, because then you'll be able to attract people and resources that will propel you towards that. This will involve the people that you interact with. You will notice that you are losing a lot of friends and you are actually making more friends who are on the same vision, who are feeding into your vision and also into your dreams. Make new choices, form a new reference group, build your own network. I am not so good at building networks, again, because I am an introvert, and give it a personal touch. This honestly is a wake-up call to myself, and I am really going to work on that. Donate your time, serve others, because you never know who is watching. The more you give without expectations, the more you receive in unexpected ways. Always be present. So this is just another way of bringing up the law of attraction, that whatever you give, you will receive. Not necessarily in the way that you gave, but in more abundant and unexpected ways. So even as you're networking and you're interacting, change your thought about that interaction. Always be there, be present, be seen, be serve. Make sure that you serve and you donate your time. And I can tell you for sure, this is me doing that right now. I am here, I am present, and I am serving. I am serving by trying to share with you what I have learned. And I am so proud of myself at this moment. Another thing is you look for compatibility, respect people's time, resist relationship entropy, be the person you want to associate with. So even as you show up, even as you're being present, make sure that you are the person that you want to associate with other people. You cannot be a poor timekeeper and you want to associate with people who keep time, okay? I'm so sorry, Coach, I have eaten into my time, but I am done. Thank you so much for the opportunity. The book club has really helped me to show up for myself, especially, and I'm so grateful even for this opportunity to be able to serve and be present in this event today. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Jane Sassy. Thank you for taking time. As I said, this is our baby in the book club. She just joined us this season. And here she is. She has presented very well our takeaways. I love that story that you gave us about that from the French Olympics. That was really, really inspiring. So kindly let us celebrate Daktari hapo kwa chat. Kindly celebrate her for showing up powerfully this evening. You may stop sharing. I have it. Okay, great. So allow me now to introduce my next speaker. Our next speaker, a lady who has been with us in the book club. Her name is Natecho Wasioya. She's also known as God's favorite daughter, and she prefers going by the name Natecho, and Undersecretary General in waiting. She is a mother to 4 amazing daughters, aged 19, 16, 12, and 7, who she parents gracefully with her God Almighty. She is a firstborn daughter, a sister-in-law, and above all, she is a born-again Christian. She is a human resource professional, having practiced HR since 2009, and she's currently running her own farm, Talent Co. And this is after she did our program. she developed an abundant mindset where she realized that she can actually offer services. She has so much abundance within her that she can share. A cup overflows. And that company specializes in CV and cover letter writing, LinkedIn profile revamp, and interview preparation sessions, both online and in person. Natecho is also in a rebuilding season, and she is rebuilding her life, her finances, her career, her passion, and relationships. She'll tell us more. She looks forward to retiring wealthy, blessed, and peaceful. Natecho Wasioya, take it away. This is your chance. Karibu sana.
Asante, Asante. I'm even surprised that is me, but to God be the glory. Yeah, to God be the glory. I really hope that I will be able to do this so well. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, we can. Go ahead. And keep your time.
Yes, so that is me. My name is Natecho Wasioya, and I am in charge, and I love it. And about me has actually been said, so I'll just go through the slides very quickly. Yes, I'm a mother who parents with God by my side. Something that I used to introduce myself before, but over time I decided to drop that part of my introduction, is that I am happily divorced. And most of the time when you tell people that you are divorced, they have a different brand on you. But for me, I am happy, and I thank God that God has seen me throughout this time. And yes, I'm a firstborn daughter to firstborn parents, sister-in-law, and I love God and what He's doing in my life. I'm an international HR professional, and I've been practicing HR from 2009. Currently, I'm running Talent Co. And so this evening, I have titled my presentation that "Go Girl, You Got This." And I drew this from the book of Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I don't know what came into your mind as you're going through this book, but it has been an interesting book for me. And what has been my lessons or my learning so far from this book is that I am a good person, despite everything that has happened. I am a good person. The more positive I am, the happier I will be in every area of my life. And as a mother, the happier I will be as a mother to my children. My children are going to see a happy person because this is the person that they spend all their time with. My friends are going to see this person that is friendly. I am doing something new. My clients are going to see all that. Another thing that I learned was choosing to forgive the most hurtful people in my life and myself. These are lessons that if you've gone through the book, you'll see them from chapter 1 all the way to the end. And when it came to forgiving most hurtful people, to me was a huge array of people. And there was family, there was friends, there was, of course, having been divorced, there was the ex-husband, and myself also. You know, at times you feel like you did not do anything wrong, but I sat down and felt about the things that I did that was wrong and chose to forgive, and forgiving unconditionally. It's still work in progress, but that has been a lesson to me throughout the book. And dreaming big. You know, there's somebody once said that if your dream doesn't scare you, then you haven't dreamt it. And now I am in that season of just dreaming big. I also learned that I am wealthy. I have so many opportunities that I haven't explored. You know, at times we think of, I'm employed, that's the only thing that I can do. But what I realized is that there's something else I can do. I have time to do these other things. I have time now. I'm trying to learn things. Recently, I was just talking to somebody. I was telling her that I want to learn about interior design. I was trying to learn about cake. These are opportunities that I haven't explored. And I know that if I explore it, I am going to benefit for it. benefit from it, sorry. I am in charge of me. No one is smarter than me and no one is better than me. I don't know if you felt that, but I did feel that. I am committed to making it big. If I am dreaming big, if I am positive, if I am in charge of me, if no one is smarter than me, if I have forgiven everything, that's all those baggages that I've been carrying all this time, then the only thing that is left in my life is a commitment to making it big and very big. Yeah. So having learned that and many other things from the book, then what is it that I purpose to do going forward? Because remember, this book is change your thinking, change your life. So after you've changed your thinking, your life will definitely not be the same again. And what is it about? My future isn't determined by my past. It is constantly changing. So my past is gone. When I choose to let go of all these things, when I choose to forget about it, when I choose to change my thinking, you know, those things that would come up. I remember just the former speaker has just talked about it. You know, things are coming up, negative thoughts. You're like, no, this is not my thing. So my future, everything is changing. I have goals, I have dreams, and I have visions. I love this scripture, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2 and 3. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come to pass. It will not tarry. We've heard about guys doing vision boards. Have you ever done a vision board? We've had guys writing their goals. We were told to write our goals. We were told to write a list of our dreams from the book. Did you write it? Did you write your goals? Did you write your dream? Have you visualized your life? Have you come up with something? For me, I remember sitting down and just writing down things that this is what I want to do. This is my dream. This is my goal. From my introduction, I have said that I want to retire wealthy, blessed, you know, such things. So these are things that I have learned, and those are things I'm going to do going forward. Taking time to think. You know, most of the time we assume that taking time to think is just sitting down and then because you've been given some tasks, and then I'm like, okay, how should I do this? But do I have that moment alone? You know, I'm just sitting down, time off during the day to spend it on thinking. You think about your goals, think about your dreams, think about your visions, that they actually become a reality. Because unless they are a reality in your thoughts, they will never be a reality in person. To me, the best time is when I just sit down at the end of day. I am a very late sleeper. Sit down at the end of day and just go through my day. How has it been? What are these things that I need to maybe change? I need to work on, I need to do differently so that I'm able to achieve my goals, my dreams, and my vision. We were taught about power focus. I know many people, and most of the time they say that women love multitasking and they're experts in that. But me, I want to do things perfectly and I want to do things well. So what if I focus on one thing at a time and do it great? We were taught about something to do with time. What if I arrive in a meeting early? I remember I came in and it was at exactly 6:30 and I told myself I wanted to come in earlier, but I was like, let me just do 6:30 because I know we're normally given some times to before the meeting starts. And I said I will be there on time, and I will be there on time on every other thing. If it's coming to work, if it's meeting a client, if it's doing those things that I really want to do, what if I just focus on them from the beginning of those things to the end of it? Another thing that I've decided to do going forward is that change comes from my mind. Therefore, I need to feed my mind all the time. And we were taught about the auditory learner, which I am a perfectionist in that. I love listening to things. I spend most of the time. I remember one of my neighbors was telling me, do you even greet people? Because you're always with headphones. And I tell them I listen to something every day because I am feeding my mind all the time. There are those that are visual learners. Are you seeing, are you watching something that is of help to you? Are you looking at something that is of benefit to you? Kinesthetic is both, and doing. Are you doing something that is going to be of benefit to you going forward in your life? And those are the things that I'm talking about. Another thing is surrounding myself with positive people. Through forgiveness, I have let go on people that, looking back right now, I'm asking myself, why did I stay with them for so long? Because my main aim now going forward is I have to be with people that it's either you're benefiting my life or you're benefiting my life better. You know, affirmations. What is it that I'm telling myself? I am an undersecretary general in waiting. I am beautiful. I am blessed and highly favored. I am doing great. Clients are coming to me. You know, such things. Working on your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. You know, most of the time we think that when you're changing these things, it is all about, I'm reading a book, so I'm going to gain this knowledge. But when you talk about physical, I know I've not been posting about my VH hours because, trust you me, I've not been working out, but I love walking. And I love walking around because that is on my physical. On my mental is taking away those negative thoughts, those toxicity things that have been affecting my life, because I want to be good. I want to feel good. I want to look good. Emotional well-being, the same thing. You know, I choose to live a great life and just be happy. How do I do that? I spend time with my loved ones. My loved ones here, number one loved ones for me are my 4 girls. Then there are other people. One of them, a very good friend of mine, I've seen her here. She's joined today, and I'm just so happy to see her. Hi, Grace. Anyway, have a positive attitude on everything. Have a positive attitude on everything. Practicing gratitude, being grateful for everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're always just used to being grateful for the good things that happen to our lives. But what about the negative things that happen to our lives? What lessons did we learn through those negative things that happen in our lives? Letting go of the past. Remember, we are living a great life. You are being happy. You cannot be happy if there are things in your past that are still holding you back. And yeah, seek professional help where necessary. We always feel like this professional help, going to see somebody, a counselor or whatever, it is not my thing. But at times, that is the only thing that can jumpstart you. You might have read the book, you might have wanted to do all these things, but at times it doesn't work until maybe just seeking professional help is what you needed to do, you know? So those are some of the things. Personal growth, reading books. Oh, I have read books this year, 2024. I have been in season 14, I have been in season 15, and now I'm in season 16. I have read these books and I love these books. Attend seminars, listen to podcasts, join. I love I would say Coach Lois has buffet of good things that you can pick up from. Just recently, I finished She Speaks, and it was a very good thing because as an Undersecretary General in waiting, I know that my speaking is work in progress. I'd love to hear feedback about how I have performed today so that I work on my next speaking session, you know. So get into things that are able to build you. If there is a seminar that you think is good for you, attend it. Podcasts, there are so many things on YouTube, on Spotify. There's so many things that you can listen to. Documentaries that tell you about positive things. I really love music. Remember, I told you, for me, I'm a listening person. There is music that just teaches you, can even just calm you down to bring you to a place of thinking. And as I wind up, I just want to leave you with some nice quotes that I came across. So one of them is, throw your dreams into space like a kite, and you do not know what it will bring back: a new life, a new friend, a new love, a new country, anything new. But we've been told to dream big, so throw those dreams outside there. Stepping onto a brand new path is difficult, but no more difficult than remaining in a situation which is not nurturing you to the whole woman. Gosh, I love Maya Angelou that I named one of my children after her. Live every day as if you're going to be your last. One day, you're sure to be right. And because we do not know, let us live like that. For every reason it's not possible, there are hundreds of people who have faced the same circumstances and succeeded. Who are you not to? And as I close, this is something that I tell myself. My mission in life is not to merely survive, but to thrive. And to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. From Maya Angelou once again. Thank you very much, everybody. And that was my take from changing your thinking, changing your life. Over to you, Coach.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let us celebrate Natecho, our She speaker this evening. Clearly, she has done a very good job. Kindly let us celebrate her. Natecho, thank you so much for taking time to take us through your nuggets from this season 16 and from this current book. Thank you very much. Our next speaker now, we are not yet done, ladies. We have our last speaker. Our last speaker tells me that, oh my goodness, sorry. Something is not going right here. Yes. Our next speaker is Professor Joyce Agallo. She is the seventh born and the firstborn of the 4 girls in their family. Her mother named her after a friend who was very dear to her. She is a Christian and she is married and she's a loving mother. And we have a grandmother in the house, ladies. She is a professor of educational communication and technology. And she lovingly says that she is the right choice for Machakos University, where she is currently serving as the Vice Chancellor. Professor Joyce is a great leader, a trailblazer who is anointed and highly favored of God. Wow, powerful declarations here. A daughter of the Most High God who blossoms wherever she is planted and endeavors to leave a brilliant legacy wherever she serves. She identifies herself as a golden diadem who humbly wears a crown with pride. Professor Joyce Agallo, here is your turn. Thank you. Karibu. You are free to share. Okay, yes.
Thank you very much, Coach Lloyd, for that introduction.
Please go ahead.
Yes. Thank you very much, Coach Lloyd, for that introduction. And also, I would like to appreciate my co-presenters. They have done a very good job on the book. And before I begin my presentation, I would like to say that I highly appreciate the opportunity that I've been given by Coach Lois through her programs. I have been able to take various programs. One, for example, the Unleash the She Leader, Abundant Woman, the Confidence Blueprint, Visioneering, Rich and Royal, She Speaks to Inspire and Impact. And also, I am a 5 a.m. book club member. And to say these programs have transformed me is just an understatement. I think I have moved from one who was caged, who did not want to appear anywhere, to these days I'm able to speak. I even attract, I'm abundant. And when I look at what is happening to me, sometimes even I get amazed that I am the one who is actually wearing that body. because at the end of the day, I have moved from that shy person who was just very keen on doing her things and living out, not bothering to do anything else or bothering to support any other person or even venture into many arenas. But these days, I'm ready. And whenever I'm called upon, I even look at for opportunities, for possibilities that expand my territory, that also impact on the lives of others. But what it makes me even more happy is that I'm very happy to impact, and especially on the young ones who are, I am now, I have about 12,000 students at the university, and those are all looking up to me as their leader, and some are finding me a role model, and therefore I have to step up, as Coach Loy says in her book, to step up, step out, and be able to lead or be able to unleash the potentials that we have. I have been a member of the 5 a.m. book club since 14. This is the 15th, and now this is the 16th. And to say the truth, I have read so many books since the beginning of this year. Things like the books like the Who Moved My Cheese, Out of the Maze, Becoming, What Got You Here Won't Get You There, Execution, How Successful People Think, even the last one where she's also the author, She Leads. That is an amazing number of books to read in a short while, and especially when I consider my desk that is all the time full. So this program has, her programs have really transformed me, and I'm very happy that I'm also now going to I've written the foreword to her book, which is launching on 7th. And interestingly, I really feel honored because on that 7th actually marks my first anniversary as a Vice Chancellor of Machakos University. So this coincides with that and gives me an opportunity to be able to even also celebrate the successes that I've had through the programs that she has supported me to open up the opportunities that I've been able to get. Now, when I go to the book, what got into my mind when I read this book, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, is I looked at the power of thinking, and I borrowed this slide with this picture from that iPad Llama. And when I looked at it, the power of our thoughts, the power of thinking really enables a lot of things to happen to us. More so, it grows our ideas and brings them into reality. So when we look at those flowers and they are blooming, that means whatever we think about, and if we water, that gives us the opportunity that when we take advantage of, when we take the role of take action. And I think that reminds me again of one of our books when it talks of execution. Things will not happen if you don't take the lead or if you don't decide to take action. One of the actions, even for example, you being able to participate today in our presentations is an action that you've taken and is going to transform your life. So part of the transformations that we look at or that we look for in life, we have to be able to go out of our way to be able to work on them. And when I looked at what is change, change your thinking, change your life. What is change? It marks a new dawn and a beginning. The morning, it comes with a lot of promise, a lot of hope. It gives you an opportunity to write afresh. So those are the kind of things or thoughts that go into my mind when I look at the word change. But, one we did not see before to one we are able to see. Metamorphosis. And when I talk about metamorphosis, I usually like the issue of the caterpillar and the butterfly. Two totally different things that when you look at them, you can't believe one came out of the other, or one in the process of becoming the other. That one crawling on the ground, who is not able to even jump or do any of that without even probably maybe the legs that you would expect them to carry them, to one that is flying, being released to fly. So you look at this thing and change is really profound. transformation, when you transform from one state to another state. And when we look at some of these, when I look at some of these words, these also speak to me, or I resonate with some of these, especially when I look at some of the programs that I've gone through. I'm able to now to speak. When we relate with the She Leader, she speaks to impact. When I look at Unleashing the She Leader, I think that is was one of the profound programs that pushed me or propelled me in my leadership, because I started that program when I had just taken the mantle of being the Vice Chancellor of Machakos University. And that really spoke to me and it encouraged me in many ways to take courage and to be able to unleash that potential which was in me, had been caged in me. And from the very inspiring lessons that we had, that slowly took me into what I am today. And when I look at the transfiguration, we know that Jesus, when he was transfigured, it became a light. It was even so dazzling that those who were even looking at him were not even able to look at him very well because of the brightness. So when we see the change that we go through, especially when we are thinking, that leads us into different individuals that even we might not be recognized of what we were before. And this even shows also that the opportunities that we have a potential. And when we unleash that potential, then we are able to do things that people get amazed about. And when I look at this chapter, which says, change your life, we are changing our lives. And it starts with that small thought in your mind. So if you paint in your mind a picture of bright and happy nations, then you condition yourself to actually be successful or have that positiveness in your mind. So when you say, I can, and for sure, one step after another, you will be able, ideas will come into your mind, your mind will be opened up, and you will be able to do what you are saying you are able to. But if you have that negative mind saying, I cannot, and for sure, you will find so many obstacles, you will find so many ideas, you will find so many excuses not to do what you needed to do. So it is all in the power of the mind. The positive thoughts are life enhancing, they empower you, and they even make you feel stronger, even before you start. Once you have a positive mind and you think you can, and you are saying, yes, I will be able to do 1, 2, 3, even if you may not have resources, maybe if you may not have the time and all that, you find yourself in one way or another creating the time to be able to do what you said you want. The sources of negative thoughts, and I think our coach initially talked about this, the autopilot. You are given an opportunity to do something. You start justifying to say, you see, I don't have the time, probably I don't have the resources. You are given an opportunity, you say, I don't even have the dress to put on to even attend that function or to do 1, 2, 3. So you start identifying yourself with the I can't, the impossibilities, instead of opening up your mind to look at possibilities. You start looking at, what am I able to do myself? But if you let out and stamp out these negative thoughts, then your greatness leaps forward, and you're able to eliminate all these negative emotions, and you are able to move forward and do wonders. You will be able to even move mountains, as the Bible tells us, if you believe in yourself, if you stop justifying the situations in which you are, saying, probably I was born in a poor family, I cannot be able to, us in our family, we are like this, or even probably saying, for us, maybe we are even bewitched, we are cursed, we are this and the other. But if you stop those negative thoughts and you eliminate completely those negative emotions that you have, you will be able to get possibilities, and you will be able to move from one stage to another, and even move to places where you thought you would never be before. And that also means that we need to set our standards high, and we need to look at the power or the path of forgiveness. We take that power and part of forgiveness. I think my just immediate speaker has also talked about matters of forgiveness. First of all, sometimes there are situations where if you don't forgive, then you are hurting yourself and you don't even move forward. It blocks you. But if you let go and open up your mind to do other things, then you will be able to move forward faster. And even whatever was blocking you as part of the situations that you might have undergone, you will realize that you are just tying yourself, you're locking yourself and not moving. And sometimes even the people whom hurt you or the person whom you are annoyed about, does not even know what is happening, and they are moving on with their life. But here you are, locking yourself into sickness, locking yourself into, impossibilities, and not releasing yourself. So there is power actually in forgiveness, and the first way for you to be able to sort that out is to forgive yourself, then you can forgive the other person. And I think even the Bible tells us, when we look at the Lord's Prayer, which says, forgive yourself, you ask to be forgiven, then you also ask you forgive the others. And it's only in forgiving the others that you are relieved to be able to get blessings, to be able to move forward, to be able to get into greatness. But if you don't, you lock all those other things away from you. I love this chapter, Dream Big Dreams. And when we see when we see the quote that was given to us by the author, it says, dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become. Your vision is the promise of you shall at last unveil. And this took me again into our visioneering program, which we did at the beginning of the year. And the power of visualization, of visioneering, and bringing your intentions into realizations, that is really, really very powerful. I look back and I look at, when I look at my vision board, what I had put down there as what I would like to achieve by the end of this year, it really looks great. I just looked back, I think 2 days ago, and I saw everything that I had put down there is actually happening. It is manifesting itself. I talked about a creche, for example, where I would like to have my students, maybe those who have small children, and also the mothers within the institution, those who are working. I have said I would like to have a place where they can be able to have the privacy of even having, maybe to express their milk, or breastfeed their children. Or we have seen situations where sometimes some of our students have a challenge when they are supposed to go to class, and mainly when they're supposed to go take exams, they have a challenge with whom to leave some of their babies, those who have gotten babies. So I thought it is good to have that crèche. And this also even emanates from when I was a young mother. When I was working away from a little about maybe 36 kilometers from home. And it was difficult to leave children home. As you go, you find sometimes, you wish probably you would have had an opportunity to even see them during break time and all that. So that also pushed me into coming up with this. So that was when I envisioned that at the beginning of the year. And now it's actually come to a reality. I'm just waiting to finish a few touches here, and then we launch it. Then also I looked at being able to attract, people to be able to provide support in the institution. Just last month, I was able to, the second lady was able to come to Machakos University, where even I, again, because of the She Speaks program, was able to address 8,000 people. That I found very profound. I had over 3,000 clergy on my compound in the institution. Again, looking at that power of visualization, where I said I would like to take Machakos, I'm a trailblazer, I would like to take Machakos University to another level. I've been able to even attract the peers has come. Several dignitaries are now coming into our institution almost on a weekly basis. And I'm looking at this and saying, this is part of what I had visualized. Again, this takes me back to my early childhood. During when we were praying, I don't know whether some of you know this Kalongo, where we used to play, and then I marked a territory. Of course, we were several children, so you would mark your own territory. And in my compound, in my territory, my imagination, my imaginary territory, I had a shop, I had a school, I had some place where people could rest and all that. And looking back now, I'm seeing at our university, we have a hotel where we are selling products and probably allowing people to utilize the space. The school where I now have the university where I'm taking care of the students there. So I look back and I say sometimes when we visualize or when we start thinking about some of these things, in real sense, they become a reality in one way or another, and especially when we take intention to take, when we put in effort, much as it is a process. Yes, it may take time, but somehow they become a reality in the end. So that is again the power of visualization. Becoming a better version of ourselves every day. And the more you build that, the more you work on it, slowly and slowly, you realize after some time that you have completely transformed to become something else. Now, this was Michelangelo's masterpiece. And I thought it was very interesting because when you look at the clarity, when you look at the art, when you look at the way it is it's a real masterpiece. And that also spoke to me when we are saying we are masterpieces ourselves. In one way or another, God created you and he put in you something very special that no other person has. And also put in you that potential to be able to bring whatever it has been put, the seed that has been planted in you, to be brought into reality, to be made into a big tree that can provide shade, that can provide fruit, that can provide, many, many other products. So as those masterpieces, yes, we are a masterpiece, but when we look at what happened to this, the David, it was until it was carved, it was worked on. And therefore, it is important that we also work on ourselves to unravel the masterpiece that we are in ourselves. It is through working slowly and slowly. And again, I refer back to our 5 a.m. club where you realize that we meditate, we mirror, we affirm ourselves, but more so we also do exercises. And those exercises, when you do them slowly, 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 you find that after some point, it really brings the positive impact that you want. And like for me these days, I hardly even by 5, actually it's actually 4:30. By 4:30, already a clock has been formed in my mind. I think our coach talked about the habits, where he was saying, slowly, slowly a habit, it becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit in you, then you find that you are not comfortable when you don't even do what you are practicing. So these kind of habits come out, and if they are positive habits, then they release in you that masterpiece that is hidden in you. So again, I would like just to tell our audience that it is important that you work on whatever is inside you, so that even for it to become a masterpiece that can be admired, for it to become a masterpiece that other people can benefit from, for you to become a masterpiece that you can have an impact on others, that you need to work on it, and it is actually a process that we have to go through. Again, this kind of dreaming big. So you need to create your ideal future vision. And I think I've given the example of visioneering, the plans that you have. Put it into writing. Make your own dream list. Start to work on your future. Steps to achieve your goal. You need to decide what you want. Write it down, the goals. Be willing to pay the price. Make a detailed plan. Take action on your plan. Do something every day. And I think that is part of what we even learned on becoming, where you become a better version of yourself every day by improving and doing something small, something towards your goal of focus all the time. And with this, if you never give up, then at the end of the day, you will achieve what you want, or you will become the version of what you wanted to be, you desired to be. So take cognizance of the power of commitment. You need to commit, and you need to continuously go working on it. And I think that the perfect example is like our athletes. We know that in the mornings, and especially I think in the Rift Valley, you see them practicing, and they practice very hard. Sometimes when you see them run maybe for 1 minute, or like those ones who are running 100 meters, you think it is very easy, but what goes behind it, the power of that commitment, they practice for even a whole year just to be able to run that 1 minute and break that record. So it is important that even as we know that, yes, we dream big, we can be able to be what we are dreaming, only when we also work on ourselves and when we commit to working on ourselves. Decide to become rich. I think this is a very interesting, because, I mean, who would not want to become rich? So it is amazing that it is through the power of our thought. What you think through, what you decide, the plans that you even make in your mind, and if you execute them, if you bring them into reality, then that actually materializes and makes you become rich. But when we talk of richness, for me, I go beyond that richness of just having probably money or property and all that. For me, the richness is abundance, having an abundant mindset, and more the abundance of being able to reach out to others, being able to provide positivity to others, being able to be a mentor to others, being able to attract, all that. And this also other side where we're talking about the abundant mindset, being optimistic, being positive, collaborating with others, having gratitude for whatever you encounter or whatever you have in your life, being creative, resilient, innovative, all the time improving yourself, being generous, all that. I look at it as that abundance. So when we talk of richness, it is not just the richness of probably money or material resources, but even rich in getting out to others, in loving others, in assisting others, in impacting others. Even when you positively impact somebody to even change their life in one way or another, in that way, you are rich in whatever you have given to that person. And this also takes me to the story of the talents, where when the one who had one, that one was taken away and even given to the other one. Because if you don't utilize what God has given you, then even whatever little you have will be taken away from you. So I believe, for me, this what spoke to me when I saw that topic of getting rich, I think, is the abundance. Again, and this is, we are able to again get in one of our programs where we are looking at the abundant. Now, when you are abundant, all the time when you are called upon, you don't say, I am not able to do this, or I cannot provide this, or I cannot do the other. But somehow, in one way or another, then you find yourself, even sometimes you may not even have the resources, but when you go out with an abundant mind, you realize that you are able to, in one way or another, attract and pull resources that will be able to assist you. So when you decide to become rich, some of the major forces, like we can see some of the forces that are happening in the world today that are impacting and affecting the way we relate to others, the way we get to know about things, the way we work with the others. So these three major forces, the information and knowledge explosion, we know that now we can be able to get all the information or all the knowledge from the sources that are available to us, the technological advances. We know that even things like the telephone now you can use it for many, many functions. And like before, probably when we used to go and queue to wait for, to get a reverse call, those booths that we had, for those of us who can remember those times, when you now know that you have the power of even moving around with a phone, which has multi-purpose. So we can look at technological advances and we see that there is opportunities are opening up for us, and they are becoming more and more endless. But more so, again, with all these opportunities, there comes competition. So for us to be competitive, then you must be the excellent version of yourself, or you must all the time strive to provide excellence in whatever you do. You must have standards that you have that will be able to take you to a level that is different from the others. So we have seen that change creates opportunities. And the most important thing is that we need to start where you are. Take action. Don't say, I will wait when I get this, or I will wait when I do this. If you start from whatever you have, even, for example, for those of us who have issues with the financial management and all that, even saving, for example, if you start saving, even if it is with 10 shillings that you have, save 10 shillings every day or every week or it will make a difference at the end of the year than if you save nothing at all. So you see that when you begin from where you are, take action from where you are and commit to that process, you will be able to get the desired results at the end. So we're saying that even with change, then you need to be patient, you need to be persistent. And success comes from good habits. I think we have seen this, and I've said something about the 5 a.m. club and even the Rich and Royal, where, with habits of saving, then you realize that you're getting something big at the end of the day. Or with the reading of the books, once you set your mind and say, I will read these books, and those books change your mind and enrich you in one way or another, build your capacity, then that way you will be transformed. So one thing that we also need to note about is that you are responsible for the change that happens to you or that comes to you. Nobody else will bring that change to you, or nobody will initiate that change for you if in your mind, in your thinking, you have not taken it to say that I would like to change, I would like to, you're thinking. And that again takes us back to the power of our minds and the power of our mindset. In conclusion, what we are saying is that the central purpose of this book is to help us change our thinking in such a way that we become absolutely unstoppable in achieving any goal we set for ourselves. Remember, it is any goal. If you decide, I think for some of us in Machakos University, we have decided we are going to climb one of the mountains. We are going to go hiking. Even a grandmother like me has decided, and I've set my mind and I've said I will do it. And I will be able to tell you on 7th that I did it. So when we look at that, we are unstoppable in the things that we do. Our goal is to develop ourselves to the point that psychologically, we become like an irresistible force of nature. And I've given the example of the butterfly, but also which can fly freely anywhere. And therefore, that means if you set your mind to and free your mind, then at the end of the day, you will be able to do things that even might have seemed impossible initially. You will be like a tide coming in, or like a powerful storm that sweeps across the land. Your aim is to become so confident. And I think, again, part of the programs that I've said, you become confident, courageous, strong, and resolute, that you can set your goal for yourself with the firm knowledge that you can learn what you need to learn and do what you need to do to eventually achieve what it is that you want. And again, the analogy of the eagle here. Sometimes you may have things that disturb you and all that, but if you fly high, you will be able to throw away anything else, and you remain high there, focused, and you will be able to look at and focus on what you want and get it when you are not caged with others, or when you are not struggling with others around you. You need to become so persistent and determined that nothing and no one can slow you down or alter your course. You will become truly unstoppable. And like in Luke 11 chapter 11 verse 5 to 9, the parable of the neighbor who knocked persistently until the owner of the house had to open up and give him the food. And also like the persistent widow who was seeking for justice, kept on persisting until they got what they wanted. So you only stop persisting when you've got what you want. So I think that is, again, what you're seeing as the power of change. So what are we taking away? We are taking away from this book that the power of positive thinking can be able to take you places, can be able to give you unlimited opportunities. And when we say change creates opportunities, when you change your mindset, when you change from the negative thoughts that you may have, or the limiting, or the autopilot, then more opportunities come to you. You need only to get rid of the myths. And I think I mentioned the myths earlier on. Great success requires long, hard work. It requires patience. It is a process. It does not happen in 1 second, but with persistence, you will see the transformation coming in. Plan and commit to implement. And again, the word there is implementation. You may plan, but if you don't implement, then nothing really happens much. Create your own opportunities so that once you've been exposed to the many avenues or the many opportunities that come, then start creating your own that will elevate you and take you to where you desire. Take action right where you are. And I think I said, begin. Just take the first step. And as even they say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. You need to take that first step. And once you've taken that first step, you will be able to get courage and get confidence to keep on moving and keep on, slowly, getting to achieve. The more you achieve the small bits that you achieve, they will build up into the greatness or the great desire that you want to be. So make yourself indispensable, in that even when you're in your organization, if you're doing everything that everybody else can do, when opportunities come, then nobody will select you. But if you single yourself out, if you commit yourself, if you commit to excellence all the time, you're doing things extra, you're going an extra mile, all your whatever activities are perfect, then at the end of the day, whenever an opportunity comes, you will have already stood out. You can easily be singled out and said, yes, this is the person who is able to do this. And you will have been able to create possibilities for yourself by adding value every other day to the work that you do, to the activities that you undertake, to whatever you do. And for me, I believe that whatever I do, I will do it well. And in doing well, then you will be able to create other opportunities for yourself. But what I believe in and what I love most is that you bloom wherever God plants you. Don't say, start complaining or whatever. Wherever God has placed you, bloom there. And again, he orders us in Genesis. I think for those of us who attended the night classes that Coach Lois was talking about, we were told to be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over whatever. So you will be able to have dominion over whatever you want to have dominion over, but you must work. You must be able to take the necessary action. So thank you very much, Coach, for this opportunity. And as I said, I just want to leave us with each one of us that we bloom wherever we are planted. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow. Congratulations, Prof. That was amazing. Golden diadem. Professor Joyce, kindly give her praise, give her, acknowledge her in the chat for the amazing work she has done this evening. Thank you so much, all our speakers this evening, right from Daktari to Natecho to Prof. You have done us proud. We are now done with that book, right from Change Your Thinking to Transforming and Changing Your Life to Dreaming Big, Lofty Dreams to Deciding to Become Rich to Taking Charge of Our Lives to Committing to Excellence to Putting People First and Thinking Like a Genius and Unleashing Our Mental Powers, Supercharging Our Thinking, Creating Our Own Future. Now we are ready to live a great life. Thank you so much, our speakers. You have done it. You have done it. Congratulations. Wow. So allow me now to bring this to an end. Thank you for staying, Wow. People are blooming here. So we've talked about igniting, that is unleashing your inner fire, stepping out, stepping up, and standing out. And this is a book, and it is already available. I'm already receiving pre-orders at Kenya shillings 1750, but after 7th September, the launch, it will be 2,000. So why not get your copy in advance? Why not get it now? Those who are attending the launch are privileged because they'll get the book and also be able to attend season 18 free of charge. And season 18 next year is worth Kenya shillings 2,000. So for you getting your ticket to be at Safari Park Hotel at Kenya shillings 7,000, you have given yourself the possibility and the opportunity of having season 18 free of charge. So that is my invitation this evening. Those who joined us late, we had our Ignited inspirational speakers, and we began by saying that we are taking full responsibility. This was our topic: change your thoughts, transform your life. And indeed, as we have listened through, you have realized it's only our thoughts that limit us. If you want to expand, if you want to step up into greatness, the only thing is to change your thoughts. I remember just over the weekend, If somebody would have told me, I would have hosted these two programs yesterday, Ignite Possibilities with Coach Lois, and today the book club meeting, they will tell you no. Because I was in an hospital bed on drip. How could this happen? But you see, when you change your thoughts, you start transforming your life. You start speaking life unto your body. And that is where I am today. I have been able to facilitate this, and we give God all the glory and honor. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for inviting your friends and family to come and join us, because you cannot do this alone. We need to ignite the world around us so that all of us can transform our lives. And as we transform our lives, we are going to transform the world that we are living in. So thank you so much. I really appreciate. Have a great evening. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I can see, yes, thank you. At least appreciated, Prof. Thank you so much. Asanteni sana. All the best and God bless. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, Jen.